Hey everyone, this is Michael Cole, VP of Marketing at Everflow, and today we're joined by Bearcat Media. Rick, can you give a quick introduction about yourself and your expertise?
Yeah, thanks, Michael, for having me. I appreciate it. I have been in the affiliate marketing space for about 10 years now. Most of my time has been on the brand and agency side. I started out as an affiliate when I first got into the industry just because I needed to make some income. I was laid off and had a family to take care of. But then I quickly just jumped onto the other side and started managing programs, and I fell in love with it there. I've worked for a couple of agencies over the 10 years, and now I started my own a few years ago, and here I am. So I manage brands, large and small. It doesn't matter what size they are, because the affiliate industry is really good for helping brands grow through their affiliate channel. So I like to kind of stick to like niches. So I'm big into the outdoors, and that niche is where I've found a good home. But yeah, any brands that align with my values, I'm open to work with as well.
Awesome. And just to go back to a part you mentioned there, you said that like you decided to become an affiliate for a while. Like, how did you actually do that? Because like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just going to become an affiliate, but that is not an easy thing. Like, what did you actually do back then?
Yeah, it's definitely not something where you can just put it up and just start running with it. What I did was I had a newborn baby, so I was trying to think of ways I can make money around that. So I created a baby stroller review website, and I was literally writing the reviews myself, like hours and hours and hours. I was doing all of the optimization with the keywords and all that stuff. Um, it was a lot of work, but I was unemployed at the time, so I had the time to invest in it, and it was working. I was making sales. I was making a few $100s a month, and then I started talking to um, a lady who ran an agency, and she needed help with running programs, and obviously at the time I needed a little more money, so I'm like, you know what, I have experience on the affiliate side, so let me just see if I can help you manage the programs. And from there I got more comfortable and more passionate about that piece of the managing side. And I kind of just let the affiliate sites just run themselves. I don't have them anymore, but they were making money for a while, just wasn't doing anything to them. But yeah, it was a lot of late nights and a lot of writing and editing. It was tough, and it's not as easy and glamorous as it sounds.
For sure. And like, what years was that?
That was 2010, 2011, right around
The
there.
reason I asked is because I'm pretty sure I was managing the Right Start baby program, a couple other ones around that on CJ. So it's possible that you were actually running a program I was managing.
That's funny, yeah, because I was big into the baby jogger strollers, and
Hmm.
yeah, so I was doing a lot with brands that sold them, and also through Amazon as well. So that's when Amazon actually paid you.
In the good old days.
Yeah.
Cool. So to wake everyone up and get the energy going, like hot take, what is one affiliate management optimization tip that everyone who's listening should do immediately inside their program, right as soon as they watch this video?
The one thing that I've been saying a lot lately, and I can't even tell you if there's any brands that are doing it besides the really, really large ones. Get your affiliates your brand style guide. I know it's not like something glamorous, but get your affiliates the style guide so that they know how to promote your brand. They have your assets, they have your color palettes. That makes life so much easier, so that affiliates can go out and do what they got to do and not have to come back and ask you questions and get approval. It just cuts a lot of the red tape out, and that's what I've been pushing a lot lately, is getting small, medium, even large brands to give affiliates their style guide. And you wouldn't believe the amount of time it saves, because affiliates, they want to go out and make money as quickly as possible. The brands, most of the affiliate managers are wearing multiple hats. They don't have time to be answering a lot of questions and getting back to them. And if they do, it's not as timely as they would hope. So just with one thing, if you leave here today and do one thing, get them the style guide. And if you don't have a style guide, you can get one created pretty quickly on one of the freelance websites, or if you have a design team in-house, you can get it done pretty quickly, inexpensive.
So basically you're saying like make sure that you empower your affiliates and your partners to be able to like promote as effectively with as little like time on your side as like a brand, so that like they can be successful and they have everything they need.
Right. And that comes down to also is by doing that, you're helping build a relationship. And that's what this is all about. Affiliate marketing and performance marketing is all about building relationships. And if you don't have solid relationships with your affiliates, you can still have a successful program, but it won't be as fruitful. But if you really dig deep into those and build those relationships and try and get your affiliates things that they're going to need to be successful, you'll start seeing results. And that's one of the things I preach a lot, is just relationships. And I have a podcast that I think every episode I've had, the word relationship has come up on it, and building relationships in one way or another. And that's the way you can be successful quickly, is building solid relationships with your top affiliates so that they don't go to your competitors and start promoting them. You take care of them and they see that, they have no reason to go anywhere else.
Sorry, I must have missed it. What was the name of that podcast?
Oh, for a cheap plug here, it's the Rick Magennis Show. It's all things affiliate program management, and it's on all the top platforms: Apple, Spotify, Anchor.
So remember, when you're watching this video, that when you check the beginning and it says his name, look for his name plus show.
Yeah, Magennis isn't the easiest name to spell. It can be spelled 100 different ways.
Cool. So what is the origin story for Bearcat Media?
It's basically going back to what I said before. So I was managing the programs for the agency as a contractor, but I needed to form an LLC so that I could like write off expenses and things like that. So Bearcat Media was literally just a search on the internet for a just random animal. That was a cool looking animal. If you guys ever get a chance to look up what a bearcat is, it's probably not what you think. It's an aggressive animal. So that's where it came from. Really, there's no reason why I chose it. It's just I needed to form an LLC, and I wanted a cool animal to be named after, and that was it. And from there, the beginning of my company, I had like a cartoon picture of a bearcat, but then as it went along, I made it more professional and got rid of the cartoon character, and now I'm one of the like a corporate professional logo and all that stuff now. So yeah, it's evolved over time, but yeah, it's crazy how you start out with one thing and then 10 years later it's not even close to what you started with.
I mean, that's as good a reason as any. And then you mentioned that sort of like your specialties are like outdoor, like products and goods and stuff. Can you go a little bit more into sort of like what verticals have been successful, and what do you think is a little bit about what you offer that makes those successful?
Yeah, so I primarily am in the, like you said, the outdoor niche. So I do like camping and those type of like outdoor water bottles and stuff for hiking and all that stuff. And I also do like fitness, which involves outdoor. So I have a fitness client who their products work with like bicyclists, yoga, all the stuff that's associated with like the outdoor or outdoor recreation. And yeah, it's kind of evolved, and I've built a real solid relationship with the affiliate network of Link,
Hmm.
and I work closely with them, and they send me a lot of referrals, and that's where that's where my niche really solidified, is my relationship. There comes that word again. Um, Building it with them so that they trust me with their clients, and I get about 2 to 3 referrals a week from them. Yeah. So and that's where my outdoor niche came. It wasn't anything I sought out. It just happened that way, and yeah, and the products that in that niche are awesome too. And yeah, so, and my client list is on my website. So if you guys want to take a look at who I work with, it's on my website. It's affiliateprogrammanagement.co.
Cool. And I'd love to explore a little bit of like one of those clients. So you said fitness, and I think that fitness is specifically a really interesting type of program because there are affiliates and stuff there that are specialized only on fitness. So you can talk about a little bit of like the broad affiliate breakdown and sort of like what sort of things do you spend a lot of time, like you find like this type of affiliate really, like they may take a long time but they're really valuable when they're recruited. Can you go into both those parts?
Yeah. So with the first part with the affiliate, so I like to start out when I manage programs. I do like a quick audit of see who's in the program, but I like to start by not going after the coupons and the sites that are going to drive the traffic and the sales right away, just because the value, in my opinion, isn't always there. So at the beginning, I set the expectation with the client that this is going to take 3 to 4 months to really get up and going, and this really get ramped up. And I really go after the content oriented review sites and affiliates right away, just because they can really move the needle. They drive the incremental value. For example, for this client, I have they do fitness, but they also have like sleep products associated with it. And I have one sleep affiliate that drives $1,000 a day just to one affiliate, and I have multiple affiliates that are in that same area. And just by doing the math, you can just see that by those affiliates, they drive thousands of dollars a day in revenue, versus the coupon sites and the deal cashback sites. Yeah, they'll drive some revenue, but it's really not going to be incremental, and it's hard to really tie. Did they really push that person to make the purchase? Did the person leave the site to go find coupons? It's just there's a whole discussion around that as well. But primarily, I like to stick with the content review, comparison, those type of affiliates. And with all my programs that I manage, it's not just this one. It comes down to, usually when the clients reach out to me, that's the first thing they say is, I don't want coupon affiliates.
Mm-hmm.
So and then that's where I just go right to the ones that are going to drive value. I don't want to spend time bringing in affiliates that are going to just really just not bring value. And I know agencies do that. They bring in just hundreds and hundreds of affiliates. But yeah, that's just not how I do it here. I like to just bring value, and I set the expectations, and then that's what it comes down to, is making sure the clients understand what I'm going to be doing and the timeline it's going to take, because affiliate marketing and performance marketing doesn't happen overnight.
Mm-hmm. So let's drill down a little bit into this. So for like a review site, how are you typically finding those review sites in the first place?
So I have some paid software, but there's also a wonderful tool called Google that does a lot of research for. So for example, for the fitness client, they sell, those massage pistols, those massage guns. I would just type in.
They're so terrifying.
Yeah. Oh, it's great. So I would type in Google like massage gun reviews, find out the publications that are reviewing them, contact them.
Okay, let's stop there. How do you actually contact them? So I think
Either,
that's something that's tricky is like, what is the approach there?
yeah, so email is the first, and then phone calls are the next. But the emails, I don't do just your standard, hey, I'm Rick from so and so. We pay X amount. I pretty much reach out to them and tell them what value we're gonna add to their audience. And then later on down in the messaging, that's when I add in, oh, by the way, we pay X%, things like that. So I try and bring what we're going to bring value wise and make it easy for them, because these publications are usually larger in size. The ones that are doing the reviews, like for example, like Men's Health and in those types, they don't really care about the pitch and the company. They want to know, are you going to give us a sample so we can try it out? Are you going to be there to back it up? And are you going to do everything you can to make this as easy as possible for us? That's what it comes down to. And a lot of times it takes more than one email to get across to these people. You may not be reaching out to the right person. So I use various tools for that too. So I use the website that I found them on. I use LinkedIn to hunt down other people within the organization that may be a match. But I also use my network on LinkedIn to go through their connections to see if they know anybody at that organization, to see if they can introduce me. So I don't just give up if I can't find anything. I dig and I dig and I dig until I can't dig anymore, and it's a lost cause. But the saying is, the blind squirrel will always find a nut.
Mm-hmm.
You just keep at it. That's what I always do. And in worst case scenario, you pick up the phone and call. That's like a lost art in 2020. So picking up the telephone.
And once you find like one of these content sites, you ramp them up. They're one of your like top performers. Like, do you have any like tips to sort of like expanding that relationship? Like, how do you make it just like go from like a mercenary thing of them making money to like feeling like that they should keep, like anytime there's a new product or something, they should be excited about it? Like, can you give some tips on like sort of like relationship building once you've had some success?
Yeah. So what we do is we do continuous like bonuses for them. So just to keep them engaged and to keep them excited about our products. So like if they, let's say they sell 50 products a month, and if the next month they hit 75, I'll just throw them like a bonus of a couple $100 just to say thank you. Yeah, that goes a long way. But also just getting them, making sure that they're first to know about any changes or anything coming out in terms of new products or adjustments to the products, just letting them know first so that they can make adjustments on their end. And it comes down to just being there for them, looking out for them, and understanding that it's a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
And you want this to be long term, and you got to just take care of them in any way. Some of it may not be monetary. You may just talk to them and just give them new creatives or see what they want. Just ask them, hey, what can I do for you? And
Mm-hmm.
they'll be more than willing to tell you what they want and what they need, and it's up to you to get it to them. And the good affiliate programs and the ones that are run really well, work with their top performers and get them whatever they want. And that's how they stay connected for a long time. And even I've seen affiliate managers leave and go to different programs, but they keep that relationship with those affiliates, and they just bring them right into the new program. And it's not a hard concept of relationship building, but
Mm-hmm.
it comes down to just people wanting to take the time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it comes down to. It's building a relationship doesn't happen overnight. It's you got to go on a couple dates first before you get married, kind of situation. And that's the way I look at this whole affiliate marketing platform and industry. Is it's all relationships. So
Yeah, I think that's really great. And I mean, lots of people say it's about relationships, but it helps to like, how do you actually get that relationship going, because that's the hardest part, is just knowing like what is actually the things you're bringing to the relationship. One thing I wanted to highlight that you mentioned is just like how you set up that bonus structure. So it's not just like, hey, send X sales and you get a bonus. It's like, hey, you were already delivering this much. If you take it to next level, you get this extra reward on top of everything you're doing. I think that like makes a huge difference, because it's both motivating and it's like giving them like a new a new peak to reach.
Yeah, and sometimes I don't even tell them I'm doing it. I just give them the money just as like as a surprise. But when you do bonus structures, you want to do it in a way where it's going to be motivating for them. Because if they sell 50 products a month, and then you say, hey, we'll sell 55 and you'll get this, that's not really motivating. You want to make the goal achievable, but you want to have the reward, whether it be money, whether it be products where they can use it for giveaways, or they can give it to their family to use. Anything, just be creative. That's the way I see it. Is just there's so many different ways that you can build a relationship without actually throwing money at someone. It's crazy. So just think outside the box. And because if your competitors are doing it, there's probably a different way you can go about doing it. And if you're creative, that means you can get more buzz around your affiliate program. Like, oh, well, that affiliate program, man, they're really doing something different over there. They're giving us this versus just $100 bonus every month. So it's definitely being creative and showing that you're willing to think outside the box is another way that you can grow significantly.
Cool. And let's take it way back. So when a new client comes to you and they don't have any affiliate program at all, what are the things that need to be in place before like you can see like they're ready for success through affiliates?
The first thing you have to do is just do a competitive analysis to make sure that the brands that are actually in the affiliate space right now that have affiliate programs are actually successful. You got to analyze what they're doing, because you can go through all these affiliate networks. There's thousands of programs on there, but how many of them are actually successful? And if you start
your research process before
what's that?
we go on, that's your research process, is you have accounts with all these different affiliate networks and you're seeing like what programs are already there and doing well.
Yeah. So, and then you also, with that, you see if they're doing well and if they're not, but you also see where they're at commission wise, what they're paying out, what kind of deals they're offering. And you can even take it a step further and do some quick research on what affiliates are actually promoting your competitors' offers, find out who they are, and to see, okay, well, a lot of these affiliates will be great for my program. They're already promoting them. So if I offer them a little bit more upfront to start with, we can probably get them on. So there's many different ways to do it, but that's just in the initial way. And then once you have the competitive analysis squared away and you have what you want to pay them, you want to pay out, and your cookies and all that stuff set up, then it's a matter of doing a launch that is going to entice affiliates to join, where you might want to do a like a 30-day commission at a higher level than the default level. So if you're at 10%, you might want to do like maybe a 30-day at 15%, just to do an introductory offer to get people excited, get things moving, to get some stats up, so that when affiliates go to look for your program, there's some sales behind it, so that they know that it actually is performing. So that's where I typically start when no one has a program. It's the research phase and understanding what your competitors are doing and how to kind of one-up them to start with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one thing I want to mention there too is that like if you're a small e-commerce brand and you're like trying to do this yourself, like just always keep in mind, like you can join any of these affiliate networks as a publisher and you're going to look way cooler than most of the affiliates already in that network. Cause like you're like a brand, you have your own thing. Like that's exciting enough that you're probably going to be easily approved, and it's going to be pretty easy to see like what advertisers are out there in your space. So don't feel like you can't do this. Like it's actually like you would be like the most exciting for their approval process to approve. So
Yeah,
it's easy to do this research.
absolutely. And that brings up another point I was just thinking about when you were saying that is, I tell all people I talk to just to join your competitors' affiliate programs. That
Mhm.
gives you some insight onto their monthly newsletters, what they're sending out to their affiliates, and then join the actual company's newsletter on their website so that you can see the kind of special deals are running, so that you can have ideas of how to optimize your program in the future and grow it from there. Because it's not necessarily that your competitors are doing it right. It's just they have ideas, and you can take those ideas and spin them off into your own and do your own thing.
Yep. Yeah, that's a good point. And I want to just do a quick plug for Everflow. One of the nice things is that your competitors cannot do that with Everflow because it's your own platform. It's your white label solution. So you don't have to worry about your competitors sneaking in and doing research. But that being said, you should still be taking advantage of this when you're doing your own research, because it's the easiest way to understand like what is the baseline foundation that your program needs to be successful. Cool. So when you actually reject a client, what is typically like the number one reason that you're like, this is just not going to work out?
Yeah, the number one reason is their expectations usually are way out of whack from mine.
Mm-hmm.
They expect results within the first few weeks or even the first month, and it's just not realistic. Whether you're starting a program from scratch or I'm taking over a program that's already been there, there's a reason why they're reaching out to me to have me come in and manage it. There's issues, obviously, and I got to
Mm-hmm.
find out what those issues are, identify them, and correct them, and then you can start moving on. And that can take weeks. And then by the time you get out recruiting new affiliates with the new messaging and new offers and getting them on board, it could be anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks, and then that's right there. That's almost 3 months there, and the client expected me to have results within the first couple of weeks. So it's just usually the expectations are not aligned, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of times it comes down to personality too. If I don't jive with the person that's going to be working day to day with me, yeah, I just have to move on, because I can't put myself and my company and reputation in danger like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and one thing I like to always hammer with this subject is just that like if you're working with affiliates and publishers, like they're taking the time and effort to promote you, which is like risk on their side. So like if they're not being set up for success and it's not looking like it's an opportunity that justifies that time and risk, like it's relationships, but it's also empathizing with the fact that like they have to promote you and that requires time on their part. So just be respectful and set them up for success.
Yeah, and you can't have um, a lot of clients say, "Oh, just reach out to them and have them promote it." I'm like, yeah, I can do that, but they have a business to run too, and they may have certain brands already in the queue ready to go, and we got to get put in there with them. So we can't just bribe our way to the front of the line. So it's a lot of education to clients and prospective clients too about how this actually works, and it's not just as simple as just saying affiliate go promote our product, because they're independent marketers. They do what they want. They don't even have to promote you. They can do whatever they want, and but it's up to the brands and the agencies working with the brands to help them along to make them want to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and let's take it to the other side of that. When you have a prospective client where like mentally inside you're like, oh my gosh, this is a slam dunk. I'm gonna completely kill it with this program. Like, what is like the one or two things that like when you see in a program you're like, oh man, this is gonna be a good one.
It's usually the niche. So, for example, the fitness client I have, when he reached out to me earlier this year, right before the pandemic struck, um, I was just couldn't wait to start promoting him, just because I believed in the products. but it's the niche it's in. So I have connections in the fitness space and the sleep space, with really high quality affiliates, and I knew that I can get them on board immediately. I would just send one email to them. I would prove them. They'd get the links up, and we'd be off to the races. And that's exactly what I look for when I see clients that are right in my wheelhouse, that I have connections with, affiliates that will move the needle right away. That's when I try and just get them signed up and onboarded immediately. So it's, for right now, the outdoor and fitness space are the ones where, I look for clients there, just because I can go to them and say, look, I have X, Y, and Z ready to go. I told them about you. If you sign with me, I can get them onboarded tomorrow, and they can be sending traffic to you immediately. And that's kind of the way I look at it when I'm prospecting too. I don't like to go into places that aren't familiar to me either.
Yeah, makes perfect sense. And definitely, like, if you have existing relationships, make sure that like the program and the relationships fit each other, because that's the way to really just have that easy, like, rocket ship growth.
Yeah, because I had a person reach out to me a couple weeks ago. They told me they were in the health and wellness space, and I'm like, okay, that could work. But when we drilled down to their products, it was vaping, which I don't consider healthy, really, not at all. And then it was a Viagra knockoff, and I'm like, I can't help you there. First of all, it's really not aligning with my values, but I don't really have the connections in that space, so I'm not gonna take something on and take your money and ruin my reputation at the same time. So I'm willing to walk away from things too, where I know I'm not gonna add value.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then once you have a new client that you've onboarded, what are like the first three things you look at for improving results with the program? This is for like an existing program where you're taking it over.
The first thing I do is I try and see what affiliates they currently have in the program, because that's the low-hanging fruit in a lot of cases. So what I find is I talk to clients and they're like, oh, I have 300 affiliates in my program. I'm like, great. So I go in there and look, and they have 300, but there's like 3 or 4 that are actually driving traffic. So the old saying is quality over quantity. That's the way I like to look at it. So I'd rather have 30 quality affiliates over just having 300 affiliates in there. So that's what I look for right away, is just their diversity in their affiliate base. And how many times they communicate to their affiliates. Have they sent newsletters out? Do they even talk to them? Do they even attempt to build a relationship? 90% of the time, there's no relationship building or anything like that going on. And then it's just, what have they done to actually grow the program besides just accepting affiliates in as they come? Have they actually gone out and actively recruited, and upon recruiting and getting into the program, have they actually set up a strategy to keep them active? So those are the 3 things that I look for right away. And most of the time when I take over a program, those are non-existent, or they're in rough shape, to say the least.
And for the affiliates already in the program, say that like you see a few that you know, like how do you actually get them to engage with the offer that they've already joined, but they've just never spoken to anyone or done anything? How do you actually get them to give it another shot?
Yeah, so what I do immediately is, if I see them and I recognize them, I reach out to them personally, just through my email. Yeah, there's no pitch. I just reach out to them and say, hey, we've worked together here. You've done so-and-so. You've been successful here. Here's what I can do for you here. And I give them some incentives and maybe a higher commission, because I know what they can do. So it's reaching out to them personally, letting them know you're there for them. If they have any questions, that you're the new point of contact. And right there, that brings the wall down, and they know that there's someone there that is actually going to be battling for them, and to help them along the way. and that'll go a long way too. And you should do that. If there's affiliates in there that you know, or have the potential, just reach out to them personally.
Mm-hmm.
What's the worst that can happen is they either don't reply, or they say they're too busy. But just try, at least try to build a relationship. And that's, if anything today, you first of all get a brand style guide.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, work on just getting good at building relationships with your affiliates. That's how this whole program is going to be successful, is building relationships and letting your affiliates know that you have their back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think one of the good points you made there is also like, it's sometimes really awkward to just reach out to someone with like for no reason. Like you don't feel like you're bothering them or spamming them. But like the great thing about an affiliate program is like, as you mentioned, like you can just be like, hey, I increased your commission by 2%. Like, how's it going? Instead, like you always have something you can bring to the table. So it's not just that you're reaching out to, it's like, hey, I've already given you something. I wanted to let you know about this, but also I would love to touch base and like see if there's a way that like we can both be more successful together. So I think that's a really good point.
No, and it comes back to me earlier saying that not all monetary. Some of them
Mm-hmm.
maybe they want a dedicated landing page for their
Mm-hmm.
visitors to go to. They may want maybe a custom coupon code, some creatives with their coupon code on them. You don't know this stuff until you actually reach out to them and ask.
Mm-hmm.
And what I do typically when I onboard a client is, if it's an existing program, I'll just shoot an email out to the whole affiliate base and just say, look, I'm the new manager here. I'm taking over. What can I do for you right now that'll
Mm-hmm.
get you excited to start promoting the brand right now? And there's no shortage of responses, and it's most of the time it's not even involving commission increases. It's more along the lines of getting them some marketing materials and maybe help with writing reviews and maybe getting them images,
Mm-hmm.
things like that. It's those little things that aren't always at the top of mind that go a long way.
Yeah, that's a really good point. There's always something you can offer.
Yep.
Make their lives easier.
Money helps, but it's not always the factor.
Yeah, really good point. Cool. So how do you actually, like, what is typically your process for going around recruiting more affiliates into programs?
So it's not complex, but it's there's many steps to it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a team of people that help me manage programs, but what they do is they go out and identify prospective affiliates for these brands.
Mm-hmm.
We have paid software we use. We have Google, but
And
most
do you
of the
mind
time,
doing a shout out of what paid software you recommend there?
yeah. Now, as long as you're cool with me sharing them, I don't mind. So I use a tool called Semrush. I'm sure it's familiar to a lot of people here.
Yeah, we use it too.
Yeah. So what I use Semrush for is I take a competitor's website, so competitor's affiliate program website. So and then you put it into Semrush, and then you just identify the backlinks going to that website, and you'll find a treasure trove of opportunities from just those backlinks where you can reach out to them and have them become an affiliate and link to your website. And what I also do is, even for affiliates, so if I have an affiliate in the program, I'll take their website, put it in Semrush,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a section where it pulls up competitors' websites to that.
Mm-hmm.
Thousands and thousands of potential affiliates in there. I use that a lot. So especially for like the outdoor sites. So if there's for example, Outside Online, they're a big outdoor publisher. And you put that in there and you can get all their competitors of other online publications, other review websites, blogs that are in that niche, that you can probably spend months going through the list and you won't even be able to reach out to all the potential prospects. But again, with that, it takes time. You got to identify the ones that are actually affiliate websites. Then you got to find their contact information, reach out to them, set up an email sequence to do follow-ups. So it's definitely labor involved in work, but if you have a process of doing it, it's a lot easier. And I figured that out over the years that the process I have is pretty smooth and
Mhm.
it works really well.
And these are like the kind of like publishers and affiliates that every single brand wants.
Yes. Yeah, they're writing about products, they're writing about their adventures out in the wilderness with your products. So it's exactly who they want. It's not the coupon sites or the deal sites that really you don't want to be dealing with it. A lot of these affiliates will be providing evergreen content for years to come.
Mhm. So on that note, say it's a publication, how do you actually bridge that conversation towards getting affiliate links used on a like a publication? Maybe not like a major one, but even just like a mid-sized one. How do you actually go about creating that relationship?
Yeah, so it's very similar to just a standard affiliate, but a lot of these medium to large publications, they want product. So if you're willing to give them samples, that helps. But they also want some sort of a fee, usually to get started, and that's always negotiable. You know, whatever fee they throw at you, just negotiate with them. They're usually pretty good to come down about that because with my fitness client, they had them up to $5,000 to get a placement. I got it down to 500.
Mhm.
So just because I gave them some products to test out and things like that, but it was still paying 500 versus 5,000. That saves a lot of money to do other things. But being a part of the process of the review process with them and whatever piece of content they're writing is important so that you can point out things to them that they may have not seen, or maybe some information about the products that you want to add that makes the review or piece of content more engaging. So if you're engaging with these medium to large publications, they want you to be involved with them because they see it as a long term as well, because they're going to be making money on the front end, but they're also going to be making money on the back end for years to come as well.
Yeah, I think a repeating idea that you've been mentioning is just like make it easy for them. Like that seems to be like a major part. It's just like the easier you make it for them, the more likely they are to be successful.
Because the more obstacles and the more friction that there is, the less likely they're going to even want to engage. So just give them everything that you think they're going to need. And if they need something else, say, yes, I'll get it for you. And just trust me, that's the way to do it. And it's worked for me. And especially with the larger publications, they're so busy, they get pitched many times a day. And if you don't help them out and make the process easy, they're going to just not even want to consider working with you.
Mm-hmm. And for a program that say has already been successful but starting to slow to like stall out in growth, like do you have any tips for sort of like what actions you should be taking if like say like you're not seeing like that month over month growth anymore?
I would probably identify as two things. Your affiliates are no longer active, or they're not as active as they used to be, and you're not recruiting as heavily as you used to be. Because a program that is successful and keeps growing month over month recruits nonstop. They don't stop recruiting. They don't rely on a certain number of affiliates to give their brand in their program the success. They're out there looking for more affiliates like them. So that's where Semrush comes in. You can identify publishers similar to them, but also your affiliates that you have that aren't really producing more anymore. Mm-hmm. You got to just figure out, you got to talk to them, find out what's going on. Well, why are they stopping? Maybe their competitor offered them a better deal, and you got to find out what that is and what you can possibly do to bridge that and to make the relationship better again.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So, but a lot of it comes down to just not dedicating a lot of time to their affiliate program. That's what it comes down to. Affiliate program management and running a successful program is not a part-time job. It's full-time, and you got to dedicate just as much time as you would to your social channel to SEO to email, because affiliate marketing can be your most profitable channel if done correctly.
Yep, and I'm sure a lot of brands are discovering that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. So, speaking of which, how do you feel that affiliate marketing has changed over the last few years?
It's definitely evolved. And there's a lot more tech involved in affiliate marketing than there was back even when I first started in 2010. Because when I started back in 2010, there was, you write a review, you optimize it with keywords, you rank, boom, that's how you do affiliate marketing and coupons. But now there's so much technology and innovation involved that some of the largest affiliates in the world are apps and technology providers. So like there's an affiliate in RevLifter. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're a multi-million-dollar affiliate that is just a piece of software that integrates with your shopping cart to help optimize it there. So it's come a long ways, and it's going to just continue to grow in the coming years as technology evolves. The tech in affiliate marketing will evolve as well, and I don't see it slowing down at all. I see affiliate marketing growing, especially this year with the holiday season coming up, and I expect it to be probably the most successful quarter ever in affiliate marketing.
And have you seen any changes from like the sort of like industry rebrand of like affiliate marketing into partner marketing? Have you seen that make any other changes other than name?
Yeah, it's just hard to identify. It's hard to know what term to use. Do I use affiliate marketing? Do I use partner marketing? Do I use publishers? Like I don't know what to use. But I have found out that Amazon, when they cut their commissions down, that angered a lot of them, and they're going, those Amazon affiliates or associates, like they call them, they're moving towards brands that are actually going to pay them, and that's where I've seen it go in the last few months, ever pretty much beginning of the year, ever since Amazon cut that in April. And partner marketing, and I'm moving more towards that term myself, because affiliates is fine. I don't mind that term, but partner, it shows you that you're actually in a partnership, that you're there, you have a relationship with someone, not just they're not just another number in your program.
Yep, and there's also like lots of different types of partners where affiliate is a category, but there are influencers that can drive performance that haven't switched to being full affiliate. So like it is nice to have that umbrella term, but it's always interesting to explore like what people actually think it means.
Yeah, well, you can ask 10 people and they can say 10 different things. So it's just, it's crazy how that is too.
So from the technology side for management, is like there any features that you wish existed that would make your life easier?
Yeah, I really wish that there was a recruiting tool that was, there's plenty out there. There's recruiting tools that are out there, but I really haven't found one yet that I really love and that I can use easily and that doesn't cost a fortune. Because there's some tools, I'm not sure if anybody's used Impact's tool, Media Rails. It's a pretty solid tool overall. I like it, but it's like $800 a month.
Wow,
and yeah, so in a lot of these brands, these smaller brands can't use that.
And so do they still charge that? Because they definitely advertise like you just get that.
No, that's what agency I pay that. So that's what I pay a month, and this I guess it's not really a secret, but because I'm telling people this, but I'm working on something with that, making a program for recruiting not only affiliates, but it's going to be influencer based, and it's going to be, you can do everything in that tool where you can communicate with them in there, email from there, do all kinds of things in there, but have it more user friendly and less expensive.
Sounds good. And then where do you see the affiliate marketing industry headed over the next couple of years?
Yeah, we talked about it. It's going to be a lot of, it's going to be very, in my opinion, it's going to be tech dependent. It's going to be a lot more technology coming, whether it be reporting software, more tools to help affiliates um, be more efficient with their time.
Mm-hmm.
Affiliate program managers be more efficient with their time. Just where there's so many smart people out there that have the ability to create some great tools and even add on to the current tools that are out there. So I just see tech as being the backbone of the industry and continuing for as long as the industry is around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's a great answer because Everflow at the forefront of technology for the affiliate space and for partner marketing. It's very nice. I gotta say, marketing is much easier when you have good technology.
And you're preaching to the choir.
Cool. So, do you have any sort of like takeaway or closing thoughts that you'd like to share with the audience?
Yeah. So now that we're in Q4 and a lot of brands are focusing on maximizing their holiday sales, what I suggest right now is to go through your affiliates, try and activate as many of them as you can. The ones that you see that are driving traffic and driving sales right now, reach out to them personally. Let them know that you're here. Anything that you can do that you can do for them, you're there. And yeah, that's what I would say to do, is just because right now a lot of affiliates are looking to join new programs.
Mm-hmm.
In Q4, they typically stick with what they have because they don't want to break anything.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta maximize with what you're dealt, and in this case, you gotta maximize your affiliates that you have, and you can still reach out to affiliates. I'm always big on recruiting nonstop, but yeah, right now it's going to be very with focus on who you have currently, and hopefully you have some quality affiliates that you can leverage that as well.
Yeah. So, quick question there: for preparing for the Q4 holiday rush and everything, what is typically like the one period that you spend the most time getting new affiliates ready for that Q4 rush?
Usually it's September and now in October is when I push the content oriented affiliates, because we talked earlier, it takes time for them to get the product, sample it, write the review, get it published. So right now we're at crunch time. It's going to be kind of tough for to bring on really content oriented affiliates unless they're willing to do some content without actually sampling the product. But yeah, usually Q3 is July, August, September is where I push for recruiting, and then October as well, just to get everyone in place for November and December, because the holiday season gets pushed up
Mm-hmm.
every year. It's earlier and earlier. And like Amazon's doing their Prime Day next week.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wrote an article for a website about how non-Amazon affiliates can maximize the Prime Day rush.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's so many different ways that affiliates can capitalize on this, and brands are starting their holiday marketing a lot sooner. They're going to be starting at end of this month, early November. So reach out to your affiliates and give them everything that they need to be successful for Q4. That's what I say right now, is make sure that your marketing calendar is complete. And if you have any assets that you got to create, make sure they're created and get them out to the affiliates as soon as you can, so that they have them and that they don't have to come back to you asking for them.
Awesome. That's really great advice. And thank you so much for your time today. I think there's a huge amount of takeaways and like really actionable tips you shared. So thanks again, Rick.
Oh, you bet, Michael. Anytime.